Hey guys, Ricky with Eastern Wild coming back at you with another video. And today we're going to highlight the new Tethrd Mini One Stick. Now as you can see here, my Mini One probably looks a little different than what you would get in the package. As a matter of fact, I know it looks a lot different. I have this set up as an actual true one stick to where you're going to one stick up the tree and rappel down. But what you'll get in the package will be just like the typical Tethrd One Stick with the Dynalock tab. And this stick comes out in an overall length of 12.5 inches with a step-to-step distance of 11.25. The stick still comes in at 1 pound. You know, they chopped around about 4 inches off the top of this thing, basically, to get the Mini. And with the titanium being so light to begin with, you didn't lose much at all in terms of weight, if anything. If it's anything at all, it's a very minuscule amount that I'm not aware of. Again, this is made of aerospace grade titanium. So this is a really solid stick, and it comes in with a weight rating at 300 pounds. Who would this stick be for? This would be for somebody who wants to be agile, lightweight, mobile. The one sticks were great to begin with, but this just basically shortens your package. So if you can imagine, when you used to have your one sticks, you'd have to put them this way on your backpack or turn them this way on the bottom. Sometimes that extra length would be longer and it'd be hitting you in the thighs, things like that. Well, this is going to solve that in a sense that it's just going to be a smaller overall footprint on your pack. It's ultralight, coming in at only 16 ounces per stick. Being engineered with the aerospace grade titanium, that titanium is super lightweight. It is way less weight than steel, but comes in 300% stronger than aluminum. So you're getting a really solid stick here, whether you go with the minis or the Tethrd ones. You would again typically have the Dynalock attachment on here, which is where you just do your wrap around the tab and then do the X pattern, which is Tethrd's industry leading attachment point. That thing is amazing, and it makes it so easy to get up the tree and be fast and efficient. It's still gonna come with your Dynalock rope that would come on your typical Tethrd ones, which is super strong. I've never had an issue out of those. I've never seen fraying or anything. It's also going to come with the orange tabs for your locking mechanism, to where you just line up the pins on the bottom, line up the pins on the top with the holes, and you basically just take and squeeze it together, and that's going to lock these sticks together tight. There won't be any clanking, any kind of metal bouncing around. It's pretty amazing. This is also an 8.5 inch width double step on both sides. A lot of people say these lightweight, agile sticks, you lose the foot room, especially with the built-in standoff. I've never had a problem. So if you can imagine, I don't climb with my toes straight to the tree. I like to get my foot more in on the arches like this, if you could imagine my hand being my foot, and I will literally turn my feet sideways like this, kind of pigeon foot your feet, and that gives you plenty of room. I've never felt like my feet were getting tired standing. You're literally on these steps for seconds at a time before you're advancing to the next steps. So the step width for me is great because it adds to the overall compactness of these sticks. So a little bit about what I did with my stick. I took a DeWalt cutoff wheel and I very, very carefully cut the Dynalock tab off here. You want to be super careful because you don't want to deform or even touch this titanium stick. I got that Dynalock tab off. I was able to then put a cam cleat on here with some rope, and I got some Night Eyes gear tie for my pull once you're up there, to be able to pull it and get it loose from the tree to advance on up the tree. And then also put an altimeter, pack and play with an altimeter aider in here. So just from the ground up, again, this is the Altimeter Pack and Play. This is his Pack and Play Plush. It's a really soft feel, almost like a felt material, if that makes sense, but it's ultra quiet. It's built rock solid. It has these, the G-hooks here, which you can take loose on both sides. And once I take my rope off here, you'll be able to unloosen. You'll see this will fall out and drop. And then your aider tucks down here inside of this. This has a zippered pocket here. I've not found a use for it yet, but I'm sure there's something that I could put in here that would be useful during one sticking. I attached it with some zip ties. I know you don't have to do that, but I feel more comfortable having all my stuff squared away and not having all these little terrorists running around on little, you know, the little strings and loose ends and extra webbing. So I try to tie all that down, make it look good and clean. This one stick rope, this is 3/16 full berry, and this come from Eastern Woods Outdoors. I got up with Hunter over there, super awesome. Hunter's a really cool dude, and I probably aggravated him to death, but he answered every single question I had, even took time out of his day to personally give me a phone call on several occasions. So shout out to Eastern Wood Outdoors and Hunter. But you want the 3/16 full berry if you're gonna go with the actual one stick that I've built. And then I also got their newer, recent micro cam. So their micro cam basically cuts down noise. You can hear it still has just a little bit of a ting, but it's barely there in comparison to the Harcum 150s or the Schaefers. So when you're looking on the website, it'll look like these come in silver. I was worried about that as well, but they are now full anodized black. But in order to be able to put this cleat on, you had to buy from Out on a Limb. It's his cleat adapter, and it's specifically made for the Tethrd One Stick to be able to do this. Now, full disclosure and a disclaimer. Tethrd does not by any means endorse modifying sticks to use for one stick rappelling. This stick is intended to be used how they set it to be used, which is advancing up the tree stick by stick. So if you do this, you're doing this at your own risk. So I'm not telling you to do it. Tethrd's not telling you to do it. This is what you want to do with your equipment if you're going to go this route. So you also have a gear tie up here, and what that gear tie is useful for, if you can imagine, once that stick is underneath you a foot or so and you're needing to advance it up the tree, it makes it real easy. Just reach down here, grab this grab handle, and then you're able to take your rope. If you can imagine, you pull it up and then you're able to get your rope out of the cleat there. So again, this is a super cool product. I've really enjoyed tinkering with it. I love DIYing my stuff anyway. So I've had it on the tree multiple times and it has done phenomenal. It's super strong. I've not felt any weakness in the titanium from doing this. There's no deformities, no abnormalities. It's perfect. So what we'll do next is go out on the tree and I will show you guys how this thing works. May need another wrap there. I did. And just climb a telephone pole, show you how it works, and you'll be able to get an idea of what this looks like in action. So here we go. Okay, so here we are back again with the Tethrd Mini. So what you're gonna do if you've got this set up like a one stick, you're gonna pull your rope out of your cleat, unattach it here, go ahead and loosen your G-hooks. Allow your aider to fall. Go ahead and pull these out. You can see I've got a 3-step aider on here. So about right there, I would say for me. Then you're gonna wanna pull out and down. Now, of course, I don't have my saddle on or anything right now, so I'm just gonna do this first move up here and wrap my arms around the tree. So here we go. I'm gonna find that first loop, go up, next one toe to the tree, next one toe to the tree, up, and up. You can see here, I'm 210 pounds and I'm able to bounce on this. It's going nowhere. It's perfectly fine. Do it again. I don't know if I was in frame or not. Stepping out on the sides. You typically wouldn't be coming back down with your aider.
But since I don't have my rope and saddle, we're going to. So there you have it, guys. That's your Tethrd One Mini set up as an actual one stick. So make sure you go over to tethrd.com, throw one in your cart, and get it shipped to your house. It's an awesome stick. It's gonna be compact for you, and you will not regret getting it. With that said, Eastern Wild is out.